Good morning, primary class. This is your lesson for Monday in our story, A Day We Have Waited For. The disciples knew that Jesus always keeps his promises. But as they watched him go up into heaven, two angels came to remind them again of his promise to come back. Acts chapter 1, verses 10 and 11 tell us about that. And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel. Those were angels. Which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Jesus, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. No wonder the disciples were happy as they went back to Jerusalem that day. No wonder that they were eager to tell everyone the good news about Jesus' love and his promise to come back. And even if we don't know the exact time when Jesus will come back, the Bible tells us how we can know the time is near. The Bible also tells us what Jesus' coming will be like. Does Satan want people to know that it's almost time for Jesus to come back? No, Satan has said things that are not true to keep people from believing what Jesus said. Read what he told Eve in the Garden of Eden in Genesis 3, verse 4. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. Now, is that true? But God always tells the truth. What had he said? Genesis chapter 2, verse 17, he said, But of the tree of knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it, for in the day that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die. Because Eve believed what Satan said instead of what God said, we are all sinners. And we know that sin brings the forever kind of death. The only way we can live forever is to accept Jesus' death for us and to his power to obey him. Ever since Satan told Eve that she would not surely die, most people have believed that in one way or another. But the Bible tells us that when people die, they stay dead until Jesus comes back. They can't be alive again until Jesus gives them life. Think about this. You might hear about people who say they have seen or talked to someone who has died. You might see or hear someone that looks like someone you know that has died. If that ever happens, it's important to remember that Satan, or one of his wicked angels, is making himself look, act, and talk like the person who has died. Don't ever forget that Satan and his angels can do that.